This is WXYB Hawk Radio. It's Mobettaa Mo out of Tampa Bay. Been down for the BET Awards and was invited out to Relentless Aaron. That's right, Relentless Aaron, the man. He is the man, and he's also the author. So, Relentless, tell me a little bit about what's going on with your books, and tell me a little bit about yourself, first of all. A lot of our readers may not know in Tampa.
Okay, Tampa, what's going on, first of all? Yeah, basically, I wrote a series of books, actually 36 of them, and they're from all walks and all genres and all sorts of drama, I want to say. Psychodramas, crime dramas, thrillers, etc. Basically, my story is simple. I spent some hard time and turned it into good time well spent. And as a result of mastering my craft, I'm experiencing now some of the better things that come with this lifestyle of being a writer.
All right. So now, I know you're one of the greatest, if not the greatest writer that's out there. You've done a lot of, really you are. You really are, So with that being said, you've done a little time, but you made best of your time. I want to ask you a couple of questions. First, what inspired you to write, and then also the next thing is, out of your books, which one would you consider being your best book? I know you have a new book, Single with Benefits, which I think this is released when?
Single with Benefits comes out this month. In fact, this is the first time that a black author has released 2 books nationwide on mass market in 1 month in the same time zone. It's crazy right now. But considering my best, it's hard to call because Kingpin has been lauded as being the be-all to end-all book, the Bible of the industry. But then that's a thick punch. Push, on the other hand, is a short punch, quick jab, knockout punch. So they're both. I love them all. I love all the books for different reasons. But Push is big book. Kingpin is a big book. Push is going to be in theaters soon, starring LL Cool J. Bill Duke is directing it. I'm happy to be down with one of the biggest hip-hop management companies, Violator Management, and the whole Violator crew has been very supportive. And shout out to Chris Lighty, AB, the whole nine, everybody up in there.
All right, now you make this seem like it's real easy, and so it seems like it's easy. It seems like if you write a book, everybody who either go and do some time, they flood and they want to go write a book, and for a lot of people, they may not have, I guess, the savvy that it takes or the structure. What made it possible for you to be able to do so, especially since you don't just write just like one type of book, you write a lot of different types. So
we are multi-dimensional as people. And a lot of times we get caught up in doing the same old, doing what other people do, and that can be very one-dimensional. Because if you follow somebody and you copy them, you're going to be one-dimensional. You're going to be a carbon copy of that person. However, if you take time to actually master your craft and you actually do the various levels that it takes to master in your craft, for instance, writing a book, you have to be a reader. You have to read a lot of books. And you don't have to just read books about writing. You have to read books by other authors so that you can decide where your book is going to lie in the framework of books. So see what's missing out there and try to fill that niche. Find a void and fill it. So for me, just again, walking the walk of mastering my craft has turned out to be, a successful brand in the book business, and I'm just blessed to have spent that quality time instead of making it harder than it could have been, and dwelling on the misery and dwelling on the defeat of being caught up in a 7-year prison sentence. I turned that into lemonade.
Okay, now I like that. Let me ask you one other question before I really let you get back to your party, because they got the food going and the drinks is going, and you got the women going relentless. He had the A. You know how it is in the A. It's like ridiculous. Not that New York don't have women, but they busy. These women, so the Single with Benefits. I really want to read this, and I had a chance to cop it. But I want to ask you another question. Is street hustle. Most people, a lot of people know me. I've been all over the world, books, and really I started off with shirts and writing, that sort of thing, and you inspired me in a different way because of the fact that you just came out the bag. I've read stuff on you. If you Google you, like a million things pop up. You know, they say you just stop your truck in the middle of New York and just decide that, you know, you're going to set up shop in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? This has been on 60 Minutes. You know, everybody can't do that. You know, so what gives you the guts to go out and do that? You know, first of all, I mean,
like, you know, I've been at the bottom, and once you've been at the bottom, there's only one way to go. So if you can look up, you can get up, you know, and like being slammed with a 7-year sentence is just as bad as maybe losing a limb. It's just as bad as losing a loved one. It's just as bad as losing your house. I feel that I've taken that misery and turned it into a phenomenal success. So it's something that anybody can embrace. It doesn't have to be writing. You just basically walk the walk and decide that this is what you want to do in life, and you focus. In terms of how I do it, I do what I do, and I kind of against the grain. You know, I don't like to do what other people do, because that's what the common man does. They follow and they fabricate, and it's all good. That, you know, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle, but I like to be original. I like to be a pioneer. My dad was a pioneer, you know, and my grandmother was a pioneer, and a lot of folks in my family. So I just picked up pioneer skills, and that's my skill set of doing original work. Like, these works are original. You can't read one of my books and say, oh, that's like this, or see one of the movies and say, oh, that's like this. This is totally original. People that, experiences that I've been through, people that I know, you know, are buried into my characters, because we are the sum total of our experiences, and it's all original. So this is something that I like to be original, and so I originally pull books out of the truck and sell them on the street. I originally will process a credit card on the train, or, you know, that's just doing what I do.
Yeah, you originally set up